All right, guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the new video. So in today's video, we'll be building a automated lead generation workflow, and we'll be using Reddit for it. Since you all know Reddit is a gold mine for leads, so we'll be going after the n8n subreddit over here just for demonstration. But you can go for any subreddit for that matter, be it copywriting, SEO, SaaS, etc. So let's get started with the workflow. First, we'll take the basic understanding of what we are going to build. So let's jump to the Excalidraw screen. Here I have my Excalidraw screen. I have already built a dummy flow of how the workflow will look like. So the first node, obviously here will be a manual trigger since I'm just demonstrating it. The second node will be HTTP request. We need to authenticate ourselves to Reddit to get the data from the Reddit. So what data do we need? We need the post, who the author is, what's the upvote ratio, etc., etc. And there are two endpoints over here, and let's understand the endpoints first. So consider endpoint as a door. So Reddit has two endpoints. One is unauthenticated endpoint and second is authenticated endpoint. So what unauthenticated endpoint will give is it will give us just the posts and the normal data. So this is open to everyone. You can extract it via JSON. You don't need OAuth to you don't need to log in via your username and password via an API call. You can just get the post and the comments, and it's just good for reading data. You can't so you guys will have a question, why all this data, why I have chose what I have chosen. So I have not chosen it by myself. It's all mentioned in the Reddit documentation, API documentation. I'll mention the documentation below. You can take a look through it. So we'll just quickly fill up this, and I'll mention all of these in the description as well. Actually, it's not needed. I'll mention the workflow as well. It'll all get included in the workflow. So we need to mention this URL. So if you just try and access this, you can see it will ask for the username and the password. So what username and password do we need to enter? We'll take a look on that. We'll go with the generic credential type. We'll go with basic auth, and now we need to create a credential. So what is a credential? We need to create an API key. So how do we create? Let's take a look. So to create the API key, head on to Google and search for Reddit apps page and click on the first link, and you will land on to some page, something similar like this. And you need to click on create app, name it anything. I'll go with n8n run, and choose the script option, and redirect URL should be your workflow URL. Once this is done, click on I'm not a robot and create an app. So now we have created our API key. So these two things, this personal use script and this secret, are really important. So we'll copy these. The personal use script here is our user, and password will be the secret. So just copy and paste this, and once this is done, our most important step is done. As you can see, credential successfully created. Perfect. So now let's move on to the next step. We need to send the headers and user agent. Of course, we need to send our Reddit username. Also, you need to have a Reddit account over here. So if you don't have a Reddit account, please create yourself a Reddit account. And as you can see, my Reddit account is this, and it's exactly right over here. It's the content type, it's all mentioned in the documentation. Nothing I've nothing created it out of my own. Then we need to send the body as JSON, grant type and password. We need to and the main step, we need to send our username and the password to the Reddit servers. So here you need to enter your Reddit username and your Reddit password, and once this is done, you can execute the step. and if everything goes right, you will get this access token random junk variables, and if you see this, that means you are on the right track. And let's get to the third node, that is to get the post from the Reddit, from the subreddit. So now, as you can see, we will be using get method. Since we are not sending the data, we are trying to fetch the data from Reddit. URL, you can see it in the documentation. It's mentioned over there. You can change the subreddit over here. I am using n8n. If you are going after make, you can set it to make, or any other subreddit for that matter. You can go for like something like web design. So it'll fetch the posts from that subreddit. So I'll be going with n8n over here, and this new.json, it's so what this new is, I'll tell you. So if you go to the subreddit, you can see this filters, the best, the hot, the top, the rising. So we want all the new posts, right? We need we need the users who have commented very recently, and we want to qualify them, right? So we'll go with new. You can set it accordingly or change according to your needs. Then we'll set the authentication to generic credential type. Generic auth type will be basic auth, and we already have the credential set, so nothing to worry over here. And our authorization will be the access token and the token type. So you can just drag and drop the values over here, and we are good to go. Again, we need to pass our Reddit user ID in the body section as a JSON. Let's execute this step. Let's execute this. Perfect. So as you can see, we have successfully scraped the data from the n8n subreddit. And if you see the self text, hey everyone, I'm running into a weird issue with my n8n instance. So let's check if this post exists or not. Yeah, so as you can see, 9 minutes ago, and it's exactly the same post. Hey everyone, I'm running into a weird issue with my n8n instance. Some nodes like merge or the it's the same post. So our workflow is on the right track. Now, as per the flow, it should be the next node should be AI model, and then the Google Sheet. But I've added the loop items over here and split out over here. I'll tell you why. So since Reddit has a minimum of 25, Reddit can pull a minimum of 25 posts, as you can see over here, 25. We don't want to send all the 25 of the items to the chat model at once. We don't want to burden the chat model, right? So we'll split out the data, and we'll set the split to a single children. So if you see, we have children, and we have sub childrens over here. So there are 25 sub children starting from 0. So that makes it 25. We'll quickly take a look at this. 23, 24. Perfect. So we'll just drag this children node over here, and it'll set to data.children and execute the step. And you can see now we have all the data, all the posts. Perfect. We're on the right track. And then we'll pass this one by one to the chat model, and then to our Google Sheets. And after the one post is successfully scraped into our Google Sheet, we are looping it back here. So the second node, the second post gets scraped successfully. So we have added loop items over here at the end. And when we go over here, we have set the batch size to 1. Of course, we want to send the data one by one. And in our OpenAI model, you can go with any model. I am going with GPT 3.5 Turbo. You can go with 4.0. It's your choice. But everything works very well. I have set up the prompt over here. You can access the prompt, since I'll mention this in the description. I'll mention the workflow in the description below. And this prompt will actually give this message, our message model, a perfect idea of whom to qualify as a lead and whom to not qualify as a lead. So we'll take a look at our last node, that is Google Sheets, and our account is connected, so nothing to worry. Append row, we need to select append row over here, and we already have a lot of Excel, so make sure you select the right Excel file, Reddit lead gen. Make sure the name matches over here, and the columns also match over here, and we need to map these columns accordingly. So once we execute the previous node, is executed, we can quickly just drag and drop this payload data to map them, and we'll have the data in a visually structured manner, so that we can use the data. What's the error over here? Post ID, right? Let's get this sorted. Let's search for ID. Yeah, perfect. So now this is all done, and we can see we have the output over here, and it has already scraped it into our Excel sheet successfully. So let's go back and re-execute this workflow, so we have no warnings whatsoever. Okay, just let me delete this first. Okay, good to go. Execute workflow. Perfect. One item done. Second item done. So as you can see, 2 items are done, and we have it over here. Third item is also done, and it's telling us if it's a lead type or not. It's telling us true. It's giving us a lead type. It's a support request. It's a solution inquiry. It's giving us the priority. It's giving us the reasoning why did the model think it's a lead or not. It's giving us the post URL. So if you click on this, it'll directly take you to this post, and it is giving us this unique post ID as well. Perfect. So our workflow is successfully working as intended. I'll stop the execution of the flow now. We have 10 leads right over here. We can directly engage with them. I hope you like this workflow. If you enjoyed, hit the like button, press the subscribe button. I'll keep coming up with more AI automation workflows and more value adding content. If you have any feedbacks, do let me know in the comments. So that's it for this video, guys. That's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one soon. Bye bye. Take care.